At the end of this video, you will understand how to solve this type of question. It's very interesting. Let's do this together. First, we are going to analyze root 24. Okay, now remember that this is a surd and we need to bring out a perfect square that when we multiply with another number we get 24. Now this is the easiest way to analyze it. We have 24. The smallest number that can divide 24 is 2, right? So we have 12. Even though 3 can divide 24, but we will not use 3. We use the smallest number. Okay, now the smallest number that can divide 12 is 2. We have 6. 2 will still divide this to give us 3. Now 3 will divide to give us 1. So because this is square root, we group like numbers into twos, okay, in pairs. So 2 and 2 will go. 2 times 2 will give us 4. Then we are left with this and this that are not like terms, so that are not the same, sorry. So we have 2 times 3 is 6. So it means that to analyze this or to simplify this, we are going to have 4 times 6, which is 24. So we are going to use this 4 and this 6, whereby this 4 is a perfect square. Okay, now you're going to see why we did that. So I will replace root 24. Remember that root AB in surd is equal to square root of A multiplied by square root of B. Okay, so I can actually express 24 as square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 6. Do you understand? So I'll now rewrite this as square root of 4 multiplied by square root of 6 divided by now 30. 30, there is no perfect square that you can multiply with another number to get 30. So we go ahead and express 30 as root 6 times root 5. Okay, so we express this as root 6 multiplied by root 5 plus root 6 as well. Now everything raised to the power of 24. All right, amazing. So we notice something here: root 6, root 6, root 6. So let's factorize that out. So we have square root of 6 multiplied by square root of 4, right? Divided by, let's factorize square root of 6 here. Now square root of 6 multiplied by square root of 5 divided by this will give us square root of 5. So we have root 5 remaining plus root 6 divided by root 6, we have 1. So this is what we have raised to the power of 24. Now can you see that root 6 can divide itself to give us 1? So in essence what we have is square root of 4, which is 2, right, divided by, I don't know if you can see that, so we have 2 divided by root 5 plus 1. Now everything raised to the power of 24. Now remember that in examination the most important thing is you solve in such a way that you save a lot of time. Now we have 24 and the power of 24 is actually high. Let's minimize it to something smaller number. Okay, so 24 can be expressed as 8 multiplied by 3. So now we write 2 divided by root 5 plus 1. Okay, excuse me. So divided by root 5 plus 1, the brackets has no use. 8 multiplied by 3. Okay, now when you have a to the power of m times n is actually equal to a to the power of m raised to the power of n, or a to the power of n raised to the power of m. Okay, so I'm going to bring in 3 and leave 8 out. So I will rewrite this as what? 2 divided by root 5 plus 1 raised to the power of, raised to the power of 8. What am I doing? Raised to the power of 3. Now everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, yeah. If this is the first time you are seeing us, click on the subscription button and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss us. Yes, we always interact here and it's always a very lovely and interesting one. Okay, so click on the subscription button and turn on your notification bell if this is the first time you are seeing us. We upload every day, like 2-3 times a day, so tune in at your convenience to watch our new uploads. Then give me a thumbs up if you're actually enjoying this video. Thank you very much. Now back to what we are doing. So we have this to be what? 2 divided by root 5 plus 1 raised to the power of 3, everything raised to the power of 8. Now I forgot something. Let's first of all rationalize this denominator before we get back to this. Okay, so I'm going to pick this alone, leaving 3 and 8. After rationalization I will bring this back. Okay, so we have 2 divided by square root of 5 plus 1. Now to rationalize, we multiply our numerator and our denominator by the what? The conjugate of our denominator. Now the conjugate of our denominator is root 5 minus 1. So plus we change to minus. So we are going to multiply this by root 5 minus 1, and also divide by root 5 minus 1. Okay, so remember all this raised to the power of 3 and everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, so we have 2 multiplied by root 5 minus 1, okay, divided by, now when you have a minus b multiplied by a plus b using the algebra identity, this is equal to a squared minus b squared. Now let's compare this to what we have below, because this is same thing as root 5 plus 1 multiplied by root 5 minus 1. Okay, now everything raised to the power of 3 raised to the power of 8. Okay, yeah, raised to the power of 8. So it means that for our denominator, our a is root 5 and our b is 1. Okay, so we have 2 root 5 minus 1, okay, divided by root 5 squared minus 1 squared. Now everything to the power of 3 raised to the power of 8. Okay, now this is equal to, let me continue from here. All right, I hope you are enjoying this, because I am enjoying it very well. So back to what we are doing. So what we now have is 2 multiplied by root 5 minus 1 divided by root 5 squared will give us 5 minus 1 squared is 1. Okay, now raised to the power of 3, everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, now this is equal to, we have 2 root 5 minus 1, okay, divided by 4. This is 2 multiplied by root 5 minus 1. Now everything raised to the power of 3, then raised to the power of 8. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, so look at what we have here. 2 will divide itself to give us 1, divide 4 to give us 2. So inside this bracket now we have root 5 minus 1 divided by 2, okay, raised to the power of 3, everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, so this is equal to, it's going to be root 5 minus 1 raised to the power of 3 divided by 2 raised to the power of 3, right? Now everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, so this is equal to, remember that when you have a minus b raised to the power of 3, just like what we have here, this is equal to a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3 minus 3ab multiplied by a minus b. Yes, this is what it will give you. It is an identity. Now in this case, our a is root 5 and our b is 1. So we are going to substitute this. We are going to express this in this form. So we are going to have, this will now be equal to a to the power of 3, that is root 5 to the power of 3, minus b to the power of 3, that is 1 to the power of 3, minus 3 multiplied by a is root 5 and b is 1, then multiply by a minus b, that is root 5 minus 1. Okay, all right, divided by 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Now everything raised to the power of 8. It's becoming more interesting. Okay, yes, it is becoming more interesting. Now let's continue. So we have root 5 raised to the power of 3. Let me write it this way to avoid confusion. Root 5 raised to the power of 3 is the same thing as root 5 multiplied by root 5 multiplied by root 5, right? Now let's analyze this first. So this same thing as root 5 times root 5, which is what? 5 multiplied by what? Root 5. So this is what we have, 5 root 5 in place of root 5 raised to the power of 3. Okay, so I'm now going to write this as 5 root 5. So I have 5 root 5, that is in place of this, minus 1 to the power of 3 is 3, is 1, then minus 3 times root 5 times 1 will give me 3 root 5, then multiplied by root 5 minus 1. Okay, so I'm done with this. Okay, yeah, minus 1, everything divided by 8 and everything raised to the power of 8. Okay, yeah, all right, so this is equal to, let's open this bracket. So we have 5 root 5 minus 1 minus 3 root 3 root 5 times root 5 is same thing as 3 root 5 multiplied by root 5, right? Now root 5 times root 5 is 5. So absolutely what we have here is 3 multiplied by 5, right? Yes, root 5 times root 5 will give us 5. Then minus 3 root 5 times minus 1 will be plus 3 root 5, okay? Everything divided by 8, now raised to the power of 8, okay? So we continue. From here, let us collect like terms. So we have 5 root 5 plus 3 root 5, okay? So we have 5 root 5 plus 3 root 5 will give us 8 root 5. So we have 8 root 5. Then minus 1 minus, this will give us 15, right? Minus 1 minus 15. Minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. Now divided by 8, okay? Yeah, let me clean everything. I just want it to be something that is conducive. Now remember that everything is raised to the power of 8. So this is equal to 8 root 5 minus 16 divided by 8 raised to the power of 8. Now if you look at this, you notice that we have 8 root 5 and we have minus 16, and this is same thing as 8 root 5 minus 8 times 2 divided by 8, because 8 times 2 is 16 raised to the power of 8. So this is equal to, we factorize 8 out, and we have this divided by this will give us root 5 minus this divided by this 2 will remain, right? Now divided by 8, everything to the power of 8, okay? All right, so we continue. We can see that 8 will divide itself, and we have root 5 minus 2, right? So we have root 5 minus 2 raised to the power of 8. Can you see where we have gotten to? I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it down. So root 5 minus 2 raised to the power of 8. That is what we have remaining. Root 5 minus 2 raised to the power of 8. Now we can easily solve this. Yes, so the first thing we need to do is to simplify this further. So we can say, let what we have inside this bracket be x. Do you understand? So we can say, let root 5 minus 2 be equal to x. All right, so if we say that, that means we are going to replace this with what? X to the power of 8. Now I'm going to analyze this, okay? Remember that using the law of indices or exponents, yes, when x to the power of 8, when you have a to the power of m raised to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m times n. All right, so that means that this is same thing as, if I can get factors of 8, then I will multiply them together. All right, see, this is what I mean. Now this is x to the power of 8. If I have x squared and I square it, I have x to the power of 4, right? Then if I get x to the power of 4 and square it, I'll have x to the power of 8, which is what we are looking for. Now watch and see how we are going to accomplish that in the next few steps. All right, so first of all, that is why I went ahead to assign x here. So if we say that root 5 is minus 2 is equal to x, let us bring this minus 2 to the other side, okay? Or let me write it like this, that x is equal to root 5 minus 2, okay? Then I'm going to bring this minus 2 to the other side to become plus 2. So we have x plus 2 is equal to root 5. All right, now because we have square roots here, let's square both sides of this equation in order to remove this square root sign, okay? So we have x plus 2 squared is equal to root 5 squared, okay? Now remember that a plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, okay? So that means that we can rewrite this side as x squared plus 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 2 plus what? 2 squared, right? Is equal to, now this will divide this, we have 5 remaining, right? Yeah, so in essence what we have right now is this. This is what we have, x squared. Now 2 times x will give us plus 4x, and plus 2 squared will give us 4, is equal to 5. Now let's bring this to this side. If we do that, we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 5 is equal to 0. Now we have x squared plus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. Yes. Now remember what I illustrated here. If I can get x squared, then I'll square it and square again to get to our destination. So let me make x squared the subject of the formula. So I have x squared is equal to, this minus 1 will cross to become plus 1, and minus 4 plus 4x will cross to become minus 4x. So this is what we have, that x squared is equal to 1 minus 4x. This is a very important part of this video, okay? That x squared is equal to 1 minus 4x. So remember that after everything we did here, we got square root of 2 minus 2 raised to the power of 8, right? That is what we are looking for. So I'm going to write out these two things before I clean this place because it's important. So we got root 5 minus 2 to the power of 8, and we also said let x be equal to root 5 minus 2. All right, so let us continue. I can now clean this. Okay. Now, back to what we are doing. We have gotten x squared to be equal to 1 minus 4x. Now, let us square. So, we are going to square x squared. Okay? Is equal to 1 minus 4x squared. Okay? Remember why we are doing that. Now, x to the power of 2 to the power of 2 is x to the power of 4. Is equal to, now, a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so this is going to be 1 squared minus 2ab, 2 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 4x, right, plus b squared plus 4x squared. Okay, all right, now we have that x to the power of 4 is equal to 1 squared is 1 minus 2 times 4x is 8x, okay, then plus 4 squared is 16, x squared is x squared. All right, now look at what we have x squared around here. Can you see that? So remember that we replace our x squared with see, it's 1 minus 4x. So we have x to the power of 4 is equal to 1 minus 8x plus 16 brackets 1 minus 4x. Now you see why I said that this is a very important part of this video. Okay, so we have x to the power of 4 is equal to 1 minus 8x, okay, then plus 16 times 1 is 16 minus 16 times 4 is that should be 64, right? 4 times 6 is 24, carry 2, 4 times 1 is 4 plus this is 6, so we have 64x. All right, so we have x to the power of 4 is equal to 1 plus 16 will give us 17 minus 8x minus 64x will give us minus 72x. All right, now remember that our target is x to the power of 8, so we are going to square this again to get to x to the power of 8. Amazing, right? Okay, so let's quickly do that. So I'm going to clean this. Clean. Okay, so we have x to the power of 4 squared. So we are going to square this side as well. 17 minus 72x squared. Okay, now we are going to expand. X to the power of 4 squared is x to the power of 8 is equal to, so this will be 17 squared minus 2 multiplied by 17 multiplied by 72x, right? Then plus 72x squared. Okay, using our algebra identity that says that a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so we have x to the power of 8 is equal to, now I'm not a magician, okay, so I've actually solved this before and I have the values of 17 squared, this times this times this and this, everything written out. So I'll just be picking them from where I wrote them out. You can do that using your multiplication if you are not allowed to use your calculator. Now 17 squared is 289 minus 2 times 17 times 72 will give us 2448, okay, x plus, now 72 squared will give us 5184, then we have x squared, right? Okay, so like I said, I already have it written out somewhere. It's not as if I have a magnetic brain. Yeah, okay. So we have x raised to the power of 8 is equal to, so what we have here is 289 minus 2448, right, x plus 5184 bracket. Remember our x squared, the value of our x squared is 1 minus 4x, so we substitute 1 minus 4x. So we have x to the power of 8 is equal to 289 minus 2448x plus, now 5184 times 1 will give us 5184, then plus this times this will give us minus 5184 times 4. I've written it somewhere, is 20,736. Then we have our x. Okay, all right, now I think it's time to clean here. Let me write out our x squared. So x squared is 1 minus 4x. Amazing. Now let's continue. Okay, so now we have x to the power of 8 is equal to, we collect like terms, 289 plus 5184. So let's do that. 289 plus 5184. So we have 3 carry 1, we have 17 carry 1, we have 4, we have 5. So it's going to be 5,473. So let's write it somewhere, 5,473. So this plus this is 5,473. Okay, all right, now minus this minus that, we are going to add them together to get our x, right? So we have 2448 plus, we have 2736. So 8 plus 6 is 14. We have 4, right, 4 carry 1, so we have 8 here, we have 11 here, carry 1 again, we have 3 here, and we have 2. So we have 23,184. So we have minus 23,184x. Okay, so that is what we have here as our x squared, as our x to the power of 8. But remember that our x is equal to root 5 minus 2. Remember that I wrote it somewhere, but x is equal to root 5 minus 2. So it's time to substitute it here. Now let's go ahead and do that. Have you given us a thumbs up yet? All this while, have you given us a thumbs up? Please do that. So let's substitute. We have x to the power of 8 is equal to 5473 minus 23184 brackets root 5 minus 2. So you're substituting the value of x into this place. Okay, so if we solve this, we are going to have x to the power of 8 is equal to 5473 minus 23184 root 5. Now minus this times minus this is plus. Now 2 times this, let's solve. 23184 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have plus 46368. All these are algebra. In case if I make mistake during my addition anywhere, please correct it. Okay, please just correct it. So let us continue. So now we have x to the power of 8 is equal to, so we have 5473 plus 46368, right? So let's solve that. 46368 plus 5473. I just hope I've not made mistakes somewhere. So 8 plus 3 is 11, carry 1. We have 7 plus 7 now is 14, carry 1. We have 8. We have 11, carry 1. So we have 51,841. So we have 51,841. Then minus this, minus 23184 root 5. Okay, so that is our x to the power of 8. And remember that x to the power of 8 is what we simplified this to. Okay, so we can actually replace this x to the power of 8 with this, right? So we can say square root of 24 divided by square root of 30 plus root 6. Everything raised to the power of 24 is equal to 51841 minus 23184 root 5. That is 23,184 root 5. If I didn't make mistake in the calculation. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.